Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Lori Denning. I'm yoga instructor and yoga therapist, and tonight we're going to have a focus on our hips. I'm going to title this class Happy Hips. So we're going to do some loosening of muscles that normally get too tight and strengthening of other muscles that normally weaken. So let's get started right off the bat. I've got the fireplace going and some candles lit. It's a nice Friday evening. It's cold outside and the rain is on its way. So I invite you to lay back. Before we do though, the props we may use tonight are a strap, yoga strap, a tie, a belt, a blanket, yoga blanket, a big towel rolled up, and maybe a yoga block or a pillow, something to put between your thighs. So let's lay back. So we're going to start off in a position, it's called constructive rest, and I'm going to give you two variations. So this one here is going to start to loosen up the muscles in the front of the hip flexors. Now, do you need anything under your head? This is the way to find out. When you lay back, if your chin is poking way far up, you need to put something under that head to balance it out so that the chin is level. If you don't need that, don't use anything, because we want bringing our head and our back, the whole spine onto the floor puts it in alignment. And if we've got too much up here, we're promoting this forward head posture that we're trying to correct. So head level is really important. So have your palms face up. Now notice my heels are not way close to my buttocks. They're down a bit so that you feel this release in the front of the hip. Try that. Bring them close up. Feel the hip crease tighten. Put your hands there and then bring them out a little more and feel it lengthen. You want to feel that length here. Now we're going to start with breathing, a little bit of pranayama just to get our nervous system to quiet and to get our muscles to soften naturally. And then we're going to do some release of our psoas, strengthening our glutes, maybe do a little bit of core work, and just a nice easy practice today. This actually is evening. So whenever you're watching this, I want you to get comfortable. And this, what I'm in right now is called constructive rest. And as you can see, I have a chair close by. And if you'd rather, you can bring your legs up the sofa, up a chair. But notice right now, my knees are, what's that, about 8 inches away from the back of the chair. What I want is the backs of the knees and the calves supported. So if you're using a chair or the sofa, scoot yourself up so that those backs of the knees and the calves are supported. And now let's lay back, get comfortable. Arms are just gently out by your side into like a V formation with your palms face up. And just start to breathe in and out through the nose, slow breathing. And bringing awareness to your navel. Breathing in. Pausing and slow breath out. So we're breathing into our navel, diaphragmatic breath right now. Feel the low back as you exhale. Feel how the low back softens towards the floor. So yoga asks us to keep our mind focused on our breath and focused on what we're feeling when we do our practice, our asana practice. So I invite you to do that, keeping breath and mind and body all coordinated, doing the same thing. That's yoga. So you can't do yoga while you're watching a movie. Your mind is focused on the movie, but we want it to be focused on our body and our breath right now. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, feel your head get heavy and sink onto the floor. And breathing in. As you exhale, the eyes sink into their sockets, the jaw softens, the back teeth have a little space. The facial cheeks are super soft, all the facial muscles are soft. Circle your bottom jaw a few times, and then reverse your circles, go the other way, and then settle everything down. So breathing into the navel. As you exhale, let your right shoulder get heavy, let it sink. Breathing in. Then let the right elbow and wrist and back of hand sink and get heavy. Notice the difference between the sides. Now breathing in. And the exhalation lets the left shoulder get heavy and sink. And breathing into the navel. Long, slow exhale as the left elbow and the hand and the forearm sink. And breathing in. As you exhale slow and long, feel the lower back as it starts to lengthen to the floor as this tummy softens. And now I'd like you to bring awareness to the hip creases, right where the leg, the thigh meets the torso. You can even put your hand there very gently. Focus the breath there, focus the mind. And as you inhale, see if you can imagine breathing into the hands on those hip creases. And as you exhale, see if you can let those hip creases soften. So yoga tells us wherever we focus our breath and our mind, your prana, your life force, your circulation goes there. So we're creating some nice energy right in our hip creases because we're going to be working them later. Each exhalation, soften more, your whole torso, the head, and especially the hip crease. Couple more breaths. And now pulling your navel towards your spine, that contracts your core, which is protecting your lower back. If your legs are up a chair or a sofa, you're going to one at a time bring them down, maybe rolling to the side and using that top arm to press up. If you're in just the knees bent position, just hang on a minute so the rest of us can get our chairs out of the way, and then we're going to start. So we're going to do something called heel slides, which is going to bring some awareness and bring some energies into the hip crease, but you need to be able to slide your heel out straight. I've got socks on and I've got hardwood floor. So for me, this works great. Like if I were on my mat and trying to do this, my heel would stick, 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 stick. And that's not what we're wanting here. We're wanting a nice fluid movement. So for me, I'm going to lie this way, and then I'm going to come down. So what I'd like you to do, if you have carpet, you can get a pie tin and put that under a heel and slide, or maybe just socks on carpet, or those furniture sliders that you would put under big heavy furniture to move it. Those work too. But just do your best here. So lying on the back in this constructive rest, I want you to pull your navel in a little bit and gently press your back gently into the mat. Bring awareness to the right heel, keeping your pelvis stable by keeping the back flat. I want you to inhale and flex the right foot and slowly lengthen the right leg down. Feel the hip crease. And as you exhale, dragging the heel back up to a bent knee, keeping your back and your pelvis really immobile still. A couple more times on the right leg, straightening it out. You can put your hands on your hip crease and then exhale, bring it in. Back stays flat the whole time. Couple more. Inhale, the right leg opens. And exhale, the heel drags back. And one more time. Lengthening that right leg out. And then dragging it back in. It's a little core exercise too. So just take a breath and we'll go to the left leg. So first, breath in. Exhale, tummy and back flat. You could even think about drawing your hip bones towards one another. That just really contracts your core a little bit more. So now the left leg. Put your hand right on the left hip crease. And as you inhale, straighten that leg out. And as you exhale, slowly bring it in. There shouldn't be any pinching here. And inhale, straightening the leg out, opening the front of the hip. Back is flat, and as you exhale, bring it in. 2 more times. Inhale, the leg straight, lengthening the lower part of the psoas. And the exhalation, bringing the knee up. And last time. Okay, guys, now I'm going to flip myself around and coming back onto my mat this way. So your psoas, it starts at the lower 5 ribs of your lumbar vertebra. It comes around the hip and it attaches on the inner thigh. So it's a big, like 12, 16-inch muscle, depending on how big you are. And it gets tight, can cause a lot of pain in your hips. Even down to your leg. I just had hip surgery and my right psoas is extremely tight and it's causing the IT band to tighten up, actually on both of my legs. So I'm in rehab mode from my surgery. So this is super important now because with the COVID virus and we're being at home so much, we're sitting way too much. So now what I'd like you to do, we're going to work on this upper part of the psoas. So you're going to bring your hands down. Palms down. Let me turn off this because I gotta go to a different one. Okay. Palms down. Now what I want you to do before we do anything is bring your hands to your lower ribs. Keep the left hand there and bring the right arm down. And just raise the right arm up over the head. Now usually what happens is your ribs want to kick up, creating a big arch in your back. But we don't want that to happen. So what I'd like you to do is bring both hands to the ribs, pull your tummy in, push your back flat, and then drop those ribs down so your whole back is down on that mat. Now you're going to keep it like that. Bring your hands to your side, spread your fingers wide. As you inhale, keeping your back and the ribs down, you're going to inhale, arms up, fingers up to the ceiling. And then the exhale, you're bringing your arms over the head. Maybe they touch the floor. Don't let the ribs flare. Then the inhale, bring the hands up. And then the exhale, palms down. We'll do that 3 or 4 more times. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, over your head. Keep the ribs down. And inhale, we come up. And exhale, we lower the arms. 2 more times. Link with your breath. Inhalation up and exhalation down. And one more time. Inhale halfway. Exhale over the head. And inhale up and exhale down. Good job, guys. All right, the next one we're going to do is we've loosened up our hip flexors. And like I said, it's not just all about stretching. We can stretch and stretch till the cows come home, but if we're not strengthening, we're not going to improve. So we're going to strengthen that psoas, the lower portion right now. So what I want you to do is keep the left foot on the floor and straighten out that right leg. Point the toes up. That's important. If your toes are cocked to the side, to the right, and you lift your leg, you're not getting into the right part of that muscle. So alignment is really important. So look at your foot, toes straight up. Arms are at your side. Navel in, lower back is flat. So you're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, you're going to lift that right leg up about 3 inches. That's it. And exhale, lower. Let's get the breath different. Let's breathe in to prepare. And as you exhale, lift just a little bit. And inhale, lower. You can bring your hand here, feel the work. Lift, it should feel tight. And down, it's contracting, it's strengthening. But the back is flat. And lift. And lower. We want to lift on the exhalation. So exhalation, lift. Inhalation, lower. Let's do 2 more. Exhalation, lift. And inhalation, lower. And last time. And lower. Good. Slide that heel up. Let's lengthen the left leg out. Flex the foot. Toes up. Check it out. Make sure. Sometimes we think it is, but until we look at it, might not be. So look at that foot. Tummy in, back flat. Inhalation to prepare. The exhale, lifting that leg up a couple, 3 inches. And letting it down and letting it relax. So breath in to prepare. The exhale, lift. The inhale, lower. The exhale, lift. And the inhale, lower. And the exhale, lift. Your back is flat. And the inhale, lower 2 more times. Exhale, lift. And lower. Don't speed it up. And last time, lift. And lower. Slide that foot up to the knees are bent. Let's roll over to our right side. You're going to use your top arm to press yourself up. Now we're going to come onto hands and knees. We're going to do cat and cow just to loosen up our spine a little bit. And then we're going to do some work strengthening our glute muscles. Okay, so coming onto hands and knees, having your fingers, index finger pointing straight ahead, upper arms rotate back. Knees are under your hips. Maybe the hands are a little bit forward from your shoulders. And now lifting the chest, looking forward. And exhale, tummy in and rounding the back. And lifting forward. It's like an undulation of your spine. And exhale. Just a couple more. Inhalation. And exhale. And one more time. Lifting the chest. And rounding. Now, we're going to do some leg lifts, which is going to strengthen. So think about your psoas is in the front. We need to strengthen the back. So you're coming onto hands and knees. You're pulling your tummy in a lot, and you're going to extend your left leg back. Now look at it. Make sure it's not cocked to the side. You're going to pull your navel in a lot. Squeeze the left glute. Hold the belly in. Take a breath. And as you exhale, you're lifting the leg up just to hip height and then letting it go. So the exhale, lift, squeeze the butt, and inhale, let it go. And exhale, squeeze. Feel the work in the left glute and down. And squeeze. And down. Let's do 5 more. 1. and 2. Don't speed it up. Use your breath to guide the movement. We've got 3 more to go. And 3. Squeeze that tushy, navel to spine. 2 more. And last one. Good. Now bring that knee towards your hand and just let it go. So this is stretching it out. And breathe. And then come back to all fours. Now we're going to do the right leg. So now, rotate the upper arms back, draw your navel in, bring your right foot back, look at the toes. The heel is straight up. So hold the belly and squeeze the right glute. And lift as you exhale, lift the leg up. And inhale, bringing it down. So focus on the glute muscle. Lift as you exhale. And inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. We've got 5. And 4. And 3. Lifting on the exhalation, keeping navel in. 2 more to go. Feel the work in that right glute and the hamstrings. And 1. Good. And now bring that knee up towards that right hand and just feel that glute muscle let go a little bit. So that worked our backside, didn't it? All right, guys, let me get a sip of my water and we shall move on. 1 more. I'm going to show you a modification. Some of you might have wrist tight soreness. You can use 2 blocks or an equivalent of books, whatever you need. You don't have to always be on the hands. Like for instance, you can be up like this. So I'm going to modify it like this. So I want you to bring your left foot back, pull your tummy in. I want you to bend your knee and bring it straight up. So lift up and down. Breath in. As you exhale, the sole of your foot is coming towards the ceiling. And inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Tummy's in. Lift. Feel the work. So even that right leg you're squeezing the outer hip. So we're working the glute medius on that right leg and the glute max on the left. A couple more. Navel to spine. Good. And now come down to your child's pose. That stretches out the glutes as well. I'm going to do the right leg next. All right, let's come back up. So your choice of hands positions. So now the right leg comes back. You bend the knee. Now breathe in, and as you exhale, lift that sole of foot towards the ceiling and inhale, bring it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. This leg, you're squeezing it towards center. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Good job, guys. Come to your child's pose. Let's bring our arms out in front of us and just bring your hips towards your heels. Your knees can be wide, they can be narrow, whatever feels best to your body. Nothing should hurt. One more breath. And then let's come back up. All right, guys. Lay on your backs. Widen your feet. Let's widen our feet to the edges of the mat and bring your arms out to a T. Now, as you inhale, bring both knees to the right and your head is looking left. And exhale to center, tummy comes in. The inhale, knees go left and your head looks right. Keeping shoulders down. Feel the stretch in front of the hips. The exhale back to center. And again, knees go right, looking left. Exhale, tummy in and back to center. And the other way. So when the knees go one way, you look opposite. But coming back up, navel in. So you're using your core to help those knees come back up. And keep it going. We call this the windshield wiper. But notice the front of the hip crease. When the knees go down, feel that nice stretch. And one more time in each direction. We're gonna, the next time we go to the right, we're gonna stay to the right. Now what I'd like you to do is you're gonna take your left hand. I'm gonna demo with my right so you can see it, but you're gonna make like, you're gonna bring your fingers down and imagine you're Spider-Man and you're shooting out your webs. Left hand. So your arm is up like a Y formation on the left side. So bring the fingertips to the floor and imagine that you're shooting out those webs with Spider-Man. As you inhale, shoot your webs, reach with that wrist and press through the left knee. Feel that good stretch. And as you exhale, maybe pull your belly in. See how that feels. If it hurts, don't do it. So when we pull the belly in, it's giving a little more tug on this lower portion of the psoas. So if yours is extremely tight, maybe pulling the navel in doesn't work for you. So leave it out. It's that easy. We modify things in yoga therapy to meet our bodies. You don't want to, nothing should hurt. You do want to feel a good stretch, but nothing should hurt. And one more breath. The inhale, you're reaching with the webs and reaching with the knee. And then the exhale, you're just trying to soften down that stretch. And now bring the arm to your side. Navel to center as you bring those knees back up. Now we're going to go to the left. So as you inhale, knees go to the left. And then the right arm comes to this Y formation. You're going to bring your fingertips down. The fingertips can stay on the floor. You can lift them, whatever feels better to your shoulder. And as you inhale, reach with that Spider-Man wrist and push through the right knee. Feel all this stretch, even into the quadriceps. Let's stay here 3 more deep breaths. Deep breath. Breathe into the point of your body where you're feeling the most tightness. Send your prana there. And then as you exhale, soften. Let that exhale be long. That's when your body is naturally relaxing. Then bring your arm down to your side. Keep your navel in and bring those knees up. All right, guys, good job. The next thing I'm going to have you do is get a strap. And we're going to do our hamstrings and our inner thighs, and we're going to use a block soon, so you can have that or a block handy or a pillow handy too. Okay, let's start with we're going to start with our hamstrings. We're going to spend a little time on these muscles because they get super tight from sitting. I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to take my strap or my belt or whatever I'm using. A towel will work, or nothing. You don't have anything, just use your hand. It's all good. So first what I want you to do is look at when you bring your leg up, look at your leg. Is it straight or is it kind of bent? If it's bent, you're going to lower the leg until it's straight. You want to start from a straight leg. So bringing the leg wherever it wants to be. I want you to push up onto the strap and pull down on the strap. Feel the whole back of the leg tighten. And then let that go. Now we're going to stretch our hamstrings. We have 3 of them. We're going to do each one separate. So you're going to breathe in. The exhalation, bring that leg straight back. Breathing into the belly. Now, as you exhale, pull your navel in and zip it up. That creates more room right in that hip crease. Breathing in. The exhalation, navel in and zip it up. Now your left foot, press into the mat. Don't let the knee cock to the left. Make sure it stays straight up. Now guiding your right leg, and I don't mean a lot. I mean about 3 or 4 inches, not much. And breathing in. And as you exhale, I'm going to come this way so you can see how much. So what I see, when I ask people to bring it 6 or 7 inches, 3 or 4, whatever, they're going out way out here. So once we go too far, you're not in the hamstring group, you're getting into the inner thigh group. So alignment and angles really matter. So you're opening your leg a little bit, you're breathing in. And the exhale, the leg comes straight back, for me, to the fireplace. And breathing in. Notice this knee wants to go out, so I'm really aware of keeping it straight. This is hamstring number 2. This one you can feel it attaches on the outer part. So it's 1, 2, and 3. We're in this one now. One more breath. And then bringing the leg back to center, maybe switching hands. Now you're going to bring the foot inward or the leg inward just a little bit. This is the tightest one. So breathing in, and the exhale, bring the leg back. You're noticing mine does not go very far. This is my surgical leg, so I'm super tight right now, but I'm getting better. So yoga is a journey of patience. If you persevere and you don't get frustrated with your body will open. We just have to keep doing it. Compliance is 100% of it. You can't think it's going to work if we're not practicing, doing our practice. So I encourage all of you, do your practice. One more breath. Feel it on the outer hip too a little bit. And now bring the leg to center. You're going to switch it back to the right hand. You're going to open up this leg wide, maybe straightening out that left. See how it feels. Flex that right foot. The left leg, let's bring the toes straight up. Press into the back of the thighs. So when we do that, that's getting into the psoas. Pull your navel in. Breathing into the belly. The exhale, tummy in, maybe pull it up. See how that feels. Don't let this leg stop pushing down. One more breath, feel the groin open. Then as you exhale, tummy in and help the leg up with your hand. Bring it up with the arm. Now we're going to breathe in. And as you exhale, you're going to bring that leg across your body. It's not going to go too far. The right hip, you can bring it up just a little, but you don't want this. It's not a twist. We're trying to get into the outer hip muscles. How's the left leg doing? Is it still pressing down? Are the left toes still pointing up? All these things that really make a difference. One more breath. And then bringing the leg back to center. Let's change legs. So now your right foot is down. Your left leg is up. So I kind of like doing it this way because you can see my angles. So first we're going to tighten up the muscles in the back of the leg. You're going to pull down on the strap, push up with the foot, hold that, feel the back of the leg. Notice the back of the leg is contracting right now. And then release it. Now we're going to stretch it. So before we do, this knee wants to go wander into the right. One of my teachers would call that, it wants to do hanky-panky. So you're going to bring that knee straight up and push into the foot. Not a lot, just to keep it active. So back to the left leg, breath into the belly. As you exhale, pull the navel in, zip it up, and bring that leg behind you. Remember, if the knee was bent, you lower the leg and start from a straight leg. Let's stay here 3 more breaths. Hamstring number 1. After we finish this group of exercise or these stretches, we're going to start to strengthen our glutes. And now guiding the leg about 4 or 5 inches to the left, remember not too much, have a breath in, and then exhale, bring it straight back. Each inhalation, the belly rises. And each exhalation, the navel comes in or in and up. Now you can straighten the right leg if you want. How does that feel? Are the toes pointing up? If the leg is straight, you're pushing down with the back of the thigh, which is going to lengthen the psoas. And one more breath. And then guide the leg to center. Now bring it inward a few inches. You'll know when to stop because you don't want to lift. Your hip can raise, your left hip can come up a little, but you don't want it a lot because then you're not stretching this, you're rotating your back. So we don't want that. Keep the left hip down. So it gets all under here, all of these muscles under here. Even, it's in that hamstring, the lateral hamstring, but it's also in a little bit of the IT band and the external rotators, all under here. And now bringing the leg back up. The strap is in the left hand. Press down with the right hip. Put your hand there. Don't let it pop up and let that left leg open, stretching the groin. Flex the foot. Both feet are flexed. And we're breathing into the tummy. And the exhale, maybe we're pulling that navel in and up. Couple more breaths. And now use your arm, bring the leg back up. You're going to switch hands. You're going to breathe in, and the exhale, bring it on over. Try not to let that left hip come up too much. So now we're getting into the IT band. When we opened the leg this way, that was the inner thigh, the abductors. Now we're getting into the IT band. Notice if you're really gung-ho and you want to bring that foot down, you're rotating your back. So we want to keep that hip down and just reach through that left heel and feel this whole stretch. Your IT band is like where the seam of your pants is, and it attaches from here, the pelvis, down to the knee. So sometimes it causes the knee pain on the lateral side. One more breath. Now use your arm, bring your leg back up, and rebend both feet and take your strap off. Okay guys, grab a block or a pillow. We're going to move on to bridge. So now we're going to start to, we opened up these hip muscles, now we're going to strengthen them. So nothing under the head. Take your block, place it between your thighs. Now, I like to use it this way. Some teachers use it the width way, the wider way, but for my hips it feels better this way, but you have to choose that one. So now I want you to bring your heels a little bit closer to your bottom. You're going to squeeze your block, pull your navel in. Bring your hands to your side. Nothing under the head. Before we do it, bring your head up, tuck your chin, lengthen the back of the neck, and bring that head down. Now let's bend our elbows. Elbows pinned to your side. Take a breath. As you exhale, tummy and back flat. I want you to imagine that you're squeezing your block, but imagine that you have a pencil between your buttocks and you're squeezing that pencil there. So that really activates your big glute muscles in the back. The block activates the inner thighs. The squeeze of the pencil activates your gluteal max muscles. So that's what we're working on now. Breath in. The exhalation, back flat, squeeze and squeeze. Inhale, press into the feet. Keep your navel drawn in. Lift your hips up. Now imagine your knees are going forward and your heart is coming towards you. Squeeze. So squeeze the block. Squeeze the pencil. Now, we want to get into our glutes. Lift your toes and press into the heels. That gets into the hamstrings. We just opened them. Now we're strengthening. So the arms can be here, they can be here. You can lift your shoulders up and bring your hands underneath if you want a little chest opener. So that's your choice. If it gets too much, bring your toes down. Inhale, knees go forward, heart comes towards you. Exhale, tummy in and tailbone towards your feet. Couple more breaths. Really squeeze that block and squeeze that pencil. And one more. And then the arms come out. And then slowly, tummy stays drawn in and you're coming down on your vertebra one by one. Raise up onto your toes now and keep the navel drawing in as you make your descent and feel the massage on your whole spinal muscles. Let's do that one more time. So inhale in, exhale, tummy and back flat, and then start to lift. This time, let's raise our arms up over our head. Stay here and breathe. Squeeze, tuck your chin. One more breath. And now the exhale. Let's try to get our hands and our pelvis to come down at the same time as we make this slow descent, and we're massaging our paraspinal muscles. So bringing the hands and the pelvis to meet at the same time. Good job, guys. Take your block out. Place it aside. All right, let's roll on to our right side. So for this one, you can have a block under your head, a pillow under your head, but what I don't want is your head way up here or your head way down here. So an arm works, a blanket folded, even a block works pretty good. So we're going to start to work. So your gluteal muscles, there's the big glute max, and you've got the glute medius and the glute minimus on the side. So these are all, especially these guys, are balance muscles. But they also, when they're weak, guess who has to do all the work? Your psoas, the hip flexors, your quads, all those muscles. So we want to bring strength here. So this here can take a break. This wasn't meant to do all the work, but if this and this are weak, it has to do a lot of the work, and then we have pain there, dysfunction. So have the bottom knee bent. The top leg, you're going to look at it, and I want you to imagine that there's a glass of water here on the side of your foot. So it's not tipped up or down, it's level. Hold your belly in a lot. So now tap your foot down, hold your belly in, take a breath, And as you exhale, lifting that leg straight up, not real high, but squeeze, and inhale it down. So the exhalation, you're lifting. All this is glutes and down. You can even squeeze your pencil between your bottom if you want to lift, squeeze. Don't let the neck tighten. Keep your navel drawn in and keep going. So this is your adductor group, your glute medius and your glute minimus. Foot is flexed, and there, if you had a glass of water on that pinky side of that foot, it would be level. And down. And 2 more times. The exhale's the lift, and the inhale's the lower. And last time, lift. And then bring that thigh in, and you can pat it out if you want. Or just take a break. The next one is still working the abductor group, but it's a little bit more intense. So after doing this, if you're a little bit sore tomorrow in this area, job well done. When we're weak and we do these exercises, these asanas, sometimes the body reacts with a little bit of soreness, but that just means that it's weak and we need to do this. So let's move on. So straighten up that top leg. When I look at it, I can't see my heel, I can see my toes. And I'm thinking my ears over my shoulders. So think about that, because you don't want to be like this. So you want to have good alignment. Navel in. Now bring that top leg forward about a foot. Turn the toe down and then tap. So now we're doing the leg lifts with the toe down. Hold the belly in. You can put that hand right on top of that left hip. Take a breath. And as you exhale, squeeze into that hand. Keep your toe down. And inhale, lower. Keep your navel in. Lift. And lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Don't speed it up. Remember, we're doing yoga, so it has to be movement with breath. It just does miraculous things for your nervous system. And we need to de-stress right now, don't we, everybody? We need to move. We need to do something that helps our body metabolize the stress and lets our mind take a break. And one more time. And we're going to do one more for the side glutes. So bring that knee in, tap it out. And the next one we're doing is called, I don't know what it's called, but I call it tabletop leg glute work. There's not really a name for it. So I don't know which way would be best. I think I'm going to show it both ways. So I think I'm going to turn my body this way so you guys can see it better. I think this works. Bottom leg is bent for support. So my top leg, it's straight out from my hip. And I'm going to bring my thigh towards my torso, keeping this 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to straighten my leg and point my toe. Let's try it again. Flex the left foot. And then imagine there's a string on this thigh, and you're bringing your thigh to a 90-degree angle. And then you're straightening the leg and pointing the toe. Let's get the breath with it. Breath in to prepare. Navel to spine to protect your back. And as you exhale, you're flexing the foot and you're bringing your thigh in towards your torso. So you've got a straight 90-degree angle here. And then you're inhaling and straightening and pointing. The exhale, flexing the foot, bringing the knee, I should say, towards you. And then straightening and pointing. Exhalation, thigh towards the torso, flexing that left foot. And inhale, straightening and point. Feel the work. If you start to cramp, stop, rest, honor the body. Nothing should hurt. And down. Now, when you bring your thigh in, you shouldn't be able to see your toes. They're hidden by that knee. So if you can see them, kick them back and down. Now, one more time. Feel it. You guys feel it? I feel it. And then bring that knee down and tap it out. That was a lot. But guess what? We still have another side to do, so I'm going to invite you to roll to the other side. So come on to your left side. Get a sip of water. Something under the head to protect your neck. And then coming down. The bottom leg is bent for support. You're going to straighten out that right leg. I can't see my heel. I can see my toes, but my heel is hidden by my upper leg. So I'm flexing that foot. Now, breath in. Make sure your ear's over your shoulder. And as you exhale, you're going to lift it straight up. And you're going to inhale, bring it down. So there's a glass of water between my heel and that pinky toe, and it's level. So don't lift your leg up too much, but squeeze here and lower. Navel to spine, so nothing's moving but this. Your abductors, your glute medius and glute minimus. And lift. So this is super good, guys, for increasing balance. I'm going to do a balance class probably next week sometime, so keep tuned. And you know what? If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get notifications when I post new videos. So that's a good thing too. So remember, the exhalation is the lift, and the inhalation is the lower. And one more time, lift. And then bring that knee towards your chest and tap it out. Okay, the next one, the legs straight out from the hip. My navel's in. I'm bringing my leg forward about a foot. So it's not a lot, it's a foot. 12 inches. Toe down. Tap your toe down. Now bring your awareness right here. Take a breath. And as you exhale, squeeze and lift. The inhale, the toe taps. The exhale, you're lifting. And the inhale, you're lowering. Keep your navel to spine. That keeps your pelvis stabilized, so the low back is not moving here. We want to protect our backs. Plus, navel to spine, and maybe zip it up, you're creating core strength too. So it's all good. And one more time. So lift and lower and bring that in. You guys feel it? This is my surgical hip, so I'm feeling that one. Not pain, but work. So I've got to get this guy strong. Now, let's straighten our leg up. Now, this is the tabletop one. I'm going to do it on this angle. So first look at you shouldn't see your heel. You might see your toe a little bit. So I'm going to breathe in. And as I exhale, I'm flexing that right foot and drawing my thigh towards my torso. So my knee and my hip are at a right angle. And then I straighten my leg and point. The exhale, tummy in and bring that thigh in. So it's not this, it's straight out from the hip. Remember, angles matter. Tummy in and bring it in as you exhale. The inhale, straighten and point. So notice my leg is straight out from my hips joint. It's not up high. And straighten and point. Couple more. Exhale, draw it in. And if it cramps, you take a break. Or you just stop and you wait. We're all at different levels here, so maybe 3 or 4 of these was enough. And last time, bring it in, and then bring it down and tap it out. Okay, let's roll onto our backs. And now we're going to stretch out those glutes that we so greatly worked. So this one here, I'm going to have you lay on your backs, nothing under your head. You're going to bring your left thigh towards your torso. You're going to bring your ankle just below that knee, and you're going to open up this hip. Let me do this way, maybe you can see me better. So we're doing this. The first portion, or the first level, I should say, not portion, but level, is just taking that hand, not on the knee, but below the knee, and just opening up that hip. Stay here for about 3 breaths. Now your left foot is flexed, keeps your knee safe. Deep breaths into the belly. The exhale, maybe tummy comes in. Maybe on the exhale, you're gently opening this hip by applying a little pressure with a hand. If it hurts, don't do it. So nothing should hurt. And now level 2. You can take your left thigh and bring it up and in and hold under that thigh. Your left elbow can press onto that left hip and open it up. And now I invite you to straighten up the right leg. Rock side to side, maybe see how that feels. And see which feels more of a stretch to you, with your right leg up or rebending the knee and pressing into that foot. For me, that gives it a much, much more intense stretch in my left hip. So you do what feels best to you. And you can rock here. So we're getting into the piriformis muscle. This guy is right in through your glute max, and if it gets too tight, it causes sciatic pain. That pain that's in that gluteal, that buttock, and it goes down your leg, even sometimes into your foot. Terrible, terrible thing. So you want to keep your hips loosened up. This is good because we sit too much. One more breath. And then bring your feet down and unwind. Let's do the other side. So breath in. The exhale, right thigh comes in. You rotate ankle on top, just below that knee, and then open up that right hip. Just use the hand. I'm just starting to do this stretch on this surgical leg. So I'm going to be very different than the other leg. I don't think I'm even going to bring my leg in and up on this one. My leg is not ready for that. So we honor our bodies. We have to. We don't press into anything that our intuition tells us don't do it, because then we risk injury. So listen to your body. So now, if your body allows, I'll demo on the other side, you bring your thigh in and up, and you decide if you want to straighten that leg or keep it bent and push in. So that's your choice. I'm going to stay at this level for me. Inhale into the belly. The exhale, soften, soften, and soften. Wherever that stretches, soften. Let's stay here 3 more breaths. Good, and let's come out of that. Let's do a little twist. Arms out to the side. You're going to take your left thigh and cross it over, just like you're sitting in a chair. You're going to take your right hand and place it just below the left knee. You're going to breathe in, and the exhale, you're going to bring that knee to the left. Now notice my left shoulder wants to come way up. I'm going to try to keep it down, and you're going to feel a stretch all up here. So I'm looking left as my knees go right. And if they don't touch the floor, that's okay. Just come to a part where you feel the stretch, but it doesn't hurt. Breathe into the tight wherever it is. And let the exhale soften the whole body down. Use your breath. One more breath. And then keeping your navel in, you're going to help your legs come back to center. Let's cross the other way. So right over left. Arms to a T. You might want to bring that left hand to just below the knee, and you're breathing in. And then you're exhaling, bringing your knees towards the mat, trying to keep your right shoulder down. And you're going to stop when your body tells you to stop. Look right. Breathing in. Exhale, tummy in. Let the whole body soften on that exhale. Shoulder, hips, everything. One more good breath. And then navel to spine, bring your legs up, uncross. After a twist, we want to bring our spine back to neutral. So since we're doing psoas release and hip release, we're going to lift our hips up just into a baby bridge. Hold the belly in, point the tailbone towards your feet, and just give a good stretch. One last stretch. And then lower yourself down. So for Shavasana today, you can have your legs back up that chair. You can have a pillow or something under the knees. So what I do is I'll take 2 blocks, or you can use another yoga mat. You can use whatever you have, pillows. And then I put this on top. And then I'm going to bring my upper thighs and let them rest on this. And what that does is create this little bit of an angle, and it lets the psoas relax. So Shavasana. So whatever your position you're in, I want you to bring your awareness once again to the navel and start to breathe. Feel the body start to soften down. I want you to lift your right arm up. Squeeze the muscles to the bone on that right arm, and then let it fall. Lift your left arm up, squeeze it, make a fist, tighten the muscles, and then let it relax. I want you to squish your eyes, squish your face, make a big face with your facial muscles, squish them, and then relax them. Hold your belly in, squeeze your bottom, squeeze your thighs, squeeze everything, and then relax it. Lift your right leg up a little, squeeze it, point the feet, flex the feet, squeeze, and let it go. The other side, lift the left leg up and squeeze, flex the foot, and let it go. Then every part of your body, toes, bottom, arms, nose, everything squeezing. And then notice the relaxation when you let go. So thinking about breathing deeply into the navel, and then as you exhale, letting that go. Breathing deeply into the navel, bring it up a little higher into the ribs. And then as you exhale, let everything soften. And breathing into the belly, bringing it up higher into the ribs and maybe all the way to the chest. And then let everything soften down. So as you inhale, bring breath. The whole body, the whole torso fills up with air. And then you exhale and let everything soften. Let the hips soften. Let the legs soften. Let the toes flop out. And just stay here and breathe. Feel as if your body is just breathing itself. The inhalation, your belly rises. Breath expands throughout the torso. And then the exhalation, everything softens down. No tension anywhere. The face is soft. The shoulders are relaxed. The elbows, forearms, backs of hands sinking down. Each time you exhale, let another part of your body relax more. Mind starts to wander, bring it back to counting your breath. You count your inhale, and then you count the exhale, making the exhale longer. So Shavasana is a real important part of class. Some say it's the most difficult posture because we're not doing anything and we want to move, we want to do something. But it's just as important to be calm and still and quiet and focus the mind on the breath. Don't let it wander. Don't let it think about things. It does that automatically, but lasso it and bring it back to the breath. Always back to the breath. This part of class is when all the asana that we just did gets soaked into the tissues and your body starts to assimilate it. So don't pop up and not do Shavasana. Shavasana is important. So starting to deepen your breath and starting to bring movement back into your fingers and your toes and circling wrists, circling ankles, pointing and flexing. Just bring movement slowly back into your body. And when you're ready, come off your prop, hold your navel in, roll to the right or left side, whatever is most comfortable for you, and stay there for a breath or two. And then using the top arm to press yourself up, come to seated. And bring your hands to your heart. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful evening, day, whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. Have a good day. And thank you. And namaste. See you soon.